Hello everyone, this is Professor Hasselman, and as promised in class today, I'm going to go over really quickly on how to a little bit of navigation in Blackboard, as well as how to create a Google account for you to be able to create and upload the URLs or the links to the documents that you'll be turning in over the semester. Now, aside from the rough draft of the research assignment and the research assignment itself, the research paper itself, everything will be turned in as an assignment on Blackboard. And I'll show you real quickly on how to take care of that after I have talked about creating a Google Doc. Now, if this is for my Canvas course, you'll be doing the same thing, but you'll be turning things in Canvas instead of on Blackboard. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you need to do, if you haven't already done so, is you will need to create a Google account. So how do you do that? So the first thing we need to do is we're going to click here on, we're going to open a new tab on our screen here, and I'm going to type in drive.google.com. Now I'm going to have to do a couple things here because I need to sign. Here we go. Okay, so you'll be taken to a page, and your page might look something, let's see, how exactly will it look? It'll ask you, there'll be a section where it'll ask you if you want to create an account. So you'll arrive at some page, and if you don't have an account, you'll have to create one. So you click down here on create an account, and you just fill in all of your information, your first name, your last name, choose your username. It might populate, like if I type this in, it won't let me do it again, but it may give you one, or it may prefer you to use one. Or you can use whatever your current email address is. But it'll give you a Gmail account if you would like to use that. Create a password, put in your birthday, your gender, your phone number, your current email address, do the little robot proof test here, and then hit the next step. And then it'll ask you a bunch of other questions, and then once you're done, you'll go to sign in. Okay, so create your account, and if you have questions about this, there'll be a link available also on how to create a Google account that's a little clearer than what I'm going through. So just create this. It's completely free, doesn't charge a thing. You can use it if you want. I recommend using it for your documents. That way they're stored online. And if you end up losing them or there's a problem with your computer, everything gets saved to the cloud immediately. Okay, I worked with a student on this today and showed him what it did, and he was really happy with what the Google Docs did for his assignments. All right, so I'm going to sign in here. Okay, so I put in my computer memorizes all this stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in. And what I would recommend doing, if this is your first Drive, or even if it's not the first time you've been in Drive, what I would recommend doing is clicking on New, right here, and adding a folder. And we'll call this folder History 107 or 105, whichever course you're taking, assignments. And you may want to put Spring 16. So just to have an idea of where you're going to put it. So I'm going to hit Create here. And what this does is it adds a History 107 Spring 16 assignments folder to all the other folders that I have in my collection here on my Drive. Now, there's a limited amount of space on here that you can use, but for the most part, it's enough space. Documents don't take up a lot of space on here. You can also store things like photos and PDFs and things like that. But for documents in particular, there's plenty of space to be able to save those on here. So it's a free account. So I'm going to double click on here and open up the assignments page. Now notice there's nothing here that is done. I haven't done anything here. Now for this first assignment, what you need to do is you need to turn in a Google Doc. And not just the doc, but the URL to the Google Doc. So here's how you're going to do this. You're going to first open the folder, or you don't have to create a folder if you don't want to, but I would recommend doing so. You're going to click here again on New, and instead of adding a folder, you're going to add a Google Doc. So open the Google Doc, and you have a couple options here. You have your title here, and notice it's just like a regular word processor. The difference is it's online and on your computer when you're online. So a couple things that we have here. We have our normal file menu, which allows us to share it, which we'll talk about in a bit. Create a new one if you want to start over again. Open an existing file, either a document or a Google Doc. rename this after you've created a name. Make a copy, so in case you just want to copy one to another without making changes to the first one. You can choose the language that you'll be typing in. You can download your document as a Word document, an open document format, ODT, rich text format, a PDF document, plain text, or even a web page as HTML zipped. You can open it up as a web page. You can also publish it to the web, which makes it open and available for everyone to be able to see. You can also change the setup. This is the margin information. If you click on this, for example, the margins on the side, which is normally set to 1 inch for regular papers, landscape or portrait. Portrait is what you want. Letter size and the page color, which is white in this case. And then finally, in the bottom of the list is print. And when you print it, what it does is it opens up, if you're using Google Chrome, it opens up a print preview for you to look at, and you can change all of your settings, and you can also open in PDF preview if you want to take a look at it that way. Okay, let's continue. In the edit mode, basic edit information, undo, redo, copy and paste, find and replace in different words, select, all those things. All these can be done with the, as it shows there, all the different shortcuts as well, which I really recommend when learning to do stuff on a computer. View, basically, it's not as in-depth as Microsoft Word. You can show as print layout. You can look at the different modes. There's editing, suggesting, and viewing. Remember, a lot of this is very collaborative on here. The insert, you can insert an image, link, drawing, etc. Horizontal line, page counts, page breaks, just like a normal Word formatting. This is all your format information, which is also located here in the top section of the screen here. And then, hold on one second here. Let me put this on here so I don't keep getting notifications from people. There you go. Okay. And you can also add, like I said, all those things are also right here along the top. And this screen, as you get small, as you shrink your screen down, so if you notice, if I take this and make this smaller, things start to disappear in the top of the page. And to see them again, you hit the More button. So I recommend when you're using Google Docs that you expand your screen all the way open, or your window all the way open, so that you see everything on here. We also have some tools that we can use. There's voice typing, script editor, spelling, and all those things, although it automatically does that as you're looking here. You can insert a table. You can add some add-ons, some Google apps and some other apps to add things like diagrams and different charts. And if you use EasyBib, you can add that in as well. So let's say you are in a course, and you are in this course, for example, you're doing research, and you use the library's EasyBib to be able to create different things. You can use that to manage it, and you can take a look and insert those things. And then help allows you to find all kinds of things. So for this, I'm just going to call it practice document, give it a title. And what you need to do for this assignment is just type basically just 4 sentences. So this is my practice document, blah, blah, blah. Now this is not what you want to do, but I'm just doing this to save some time here. 4 sentences. There it is. Sentence 1, sentence 2, 3, and 4. One of the things you also need to do is you need to place a header on your paper. So 4 sentences and a header. What is a header? A header is a phrase or a name that's repeated on every single page at the top of the page. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Insert, scroll down here to Header, and hit the Header button. And notice what happens is it puts your margin above your text up here. And you can decide if you want it's a different header, first page, and header footer is a different first page, header footer as well. But what I want you to do for the purpose of this paper is just put your last name, or for all of your papers, just put your last name, comma, first name, comma, first name, and then next to that, the course. So History 107, 3792, or whatever course you are taking. And this will be your header. So what this allows me to do is allows me to see your papers, and your name is on every single one. That's all I want you to do here. So if you notice here on this page, it puts in the header. Now, if I were to, for example, put a new page, a page break, it repeats it here. Okay, so that is how we do headers. The other thing that I want you to do to get used to in this is inserting a page number. So you're going to put your header at the top, your 4-sentence body in the document itself, and then you're going to insert a footer. Okay, so it's going to drop you to the page. Actually, you're going to insert. We can insert a footer, or in this case, you're going to insert page number, and select one of the ones that's on the bottom, which is this one right here that says 1 and 2. Click here, and it's going to insert your page number at the bottom of the page. Looks just like that. Let's try that again. Let's see if that works. Insert page number. That's the one I want. Let's delete that. One more time. Insert page number right there. Perfect. There it is. So it's on the right side of the page. Now every time I have a new page, it's going to be the next page number. And if I keep adding pages, it's going to be page 3, page 2, etc. So those are the requirements for this assignment. So you're going to add a header, which is this part right up here. Last name, comma, first name, history 107 or 105, 5619, whichever course that you're in. 4 sentences. Let's see, 4 sentences of text. And then insert a page number at the bottom. And that's all you have to do for this assignment. Now, the last thing, once you are finished writing your document down and writing your assignment, is you need to share the link with me. So here's how we do this. So what you do is you go, notice up here on the top, you have comments, which we'll talk about another time, and share. So what you do is you share this. You hit the share button. This screen will pop up, and it says you can either share it with an individual person, so you could email me and share it with me, but in this case, we're going to practice sharing a link and then inserting that link into the program that we will be using. So for this assignment, I'm going to go get shareable link, and I want people to be able to just view it. Now, let's say I wanted them to not only view it, but comment on it as well. I can say anyone with the link can comment, anyone with the link can edit. So for this assignment, what I want you to do is I want you to say anyone with the link can comment. Okay, so click on here, anyone with the link can comment, and then you're going to take this link right here, and you're going to copy it. So just click on copy link. And that's how we do this, and you hit done, and it takes you back here. Now notice when I close this screen here, my document's right there in the beginning. So this is the first video on how to create a Google Doc and create a Google account. In the next video, I'll show you how to add that URL to your assignment.